All right, YoKael, I'm back. Slowcop has blessed us with another feature focus, so we're diving into this bad boy. And if you were there for the playtest, you know that this game is freaking money, and I can't wait for it. I feel like a freaking crackhead on the cool. It's rough out here, man. Having to look forward to this game is so hard. It's a journey. But they let us in on some more. This is going to be the feature focused volley actions. We're going to dive into it, see what's popping with the gameplay and the reads, so we can further know the depths of Rematch. Let's get in. All right, so here we have the volley shoot. Bang, pretty clean. Push, simple push. Push lob with the rainbow flick. I like that. The push lob tap, and that's a tap. That's a lob tap. Okay. Damn, I think that was a quick shot. I had some money on that too. I wonder if that's a charged up version actually. Lob tap. Okay. So there's gonna be a lot of finesse on this thing actually, because if you look at this right here, that move right there, up at the wrong spot. This is why I think this game is gonna have a lot more. It's gonna be a lot more coordination. She's already looking at the goal, so that means she's dependent on her teammate to nail this pass. So the coordination, it seems like, between teams is going to be a top priority, because she's already pretty much pre-firing instead of having to flick her camera over to goal. Which, I mean, this is the most efficient way to do it, because she can also see where the goalie is, put the bend that needs to bend. If she needs to aim for this top left, aim for the top right. If she needs to bend it to the bottom right corner, whichever it is, rather than flicking the camera over and then trying to make that adjustment. That's going to be too many factors with how much time you have to wind up this kick. So that having this type of precision passing, having a teammate that can put it right on the money and you can count on them to, is going to be a huge factor as far as the speed of the game. Interesting stuff. This game, man, the coordination and tactics, the skill ceiling for the overall, just being able to actually know the mechanics of the game and execute them properly, are going to be a big factor to becoming a good player. But also the team play you're going to have, and the fluidity of the team, and counting on your teammates to make the right play. That's going to excel. Like, this actually might be a game where you actually have actual plays utilized within your team, which, I mean, if that's the case, I'm super excited for. All right, getting into it. Hi all. Today's post focused on volley actions, which brings together the three mechanics previously covered: the shoot, the tap, and the push ball. We covered all of these on the previous feature focus, so if you want to go check them out, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Now, and go check out the past videos. I think I'm gonna try to link them in the description. Volley actions allow players to perform these three mechanics without controlling the ball beforehand. This is actually very key. Already strapped the jump without controlling, huge thing. This is very useful. It accelerates the rhythm of the action, putting pressure on the opposing team. It allows the players to interact with the balls that are too high to be controlled, and it avoids the vulnerability that comes with ball possession. So a little recap here. Vulnerability that comes with ball possession. In the push ball feature focus, pretty much if you have possession of the ball, you are susceptible or vulnerable to slide tacklings and getting the ball stolen for you, which gives your character a tight window of where you can't control him. Pretty much, you get knocked over, you get stumbled, whatever, but you can't interact with your character, and all pretty much inputs are voided for a split second. Why this is so important, it sounds like, is if you can get these quick touches or these volley actions, then you're invulnerable even when you're hitting the ball to your teammate or towards the goal, which is going to speed up the plays. I mean, you're just quick firing it pretty much if you can have that kind of pinpoint accuracy team. So that's actually that's pretty much going to be between, if you're an okay player, you're a good player, and then you're a great team, because these volley actions seems like they're really more focused on team play. You could probably volley yourself some passes, but that's only going to go so far. Volley targets and input. To perform a volley action, you have to anticipate where the ball is going to be and orient your character in that direction. The volley window goes from 0.3 seconds to 0.6. That's a quick window, yo. If your character is in the right dynamic, i.e. direction and velocity, and one of the ball's future position is in range, a volley feedback is displayed around the ball. You can then trigger a volley action by using one of the following inputs: push ball, the A or the cross on PlayStation, tap, which is X or square, or the shoot, which is RT or R2. Volley actions are buffered so you can correctly anticipate the ball's dynamics and give the volley input just before the target is available. The volley action will be queued up and executed as soon as possible. Okay, so that's like a little bit of okay, so you can kind of pre-fire it a little bit. When the conditions for a volley action is fulfilled, the player will snap towards the ball and the buffered action is executed. The snap is gonna be a tight window, because if if it's just like a quick snap and it feels a little bit Jurassic, I just hope that snap is as tiny as possible. You really have to put yourself in the right position to get this volley action. I hope the snap isn't too generous, because I mean that's going to diminish the skill, and I'm all for the skill play in this game. Okay, note, as always with gameplay and data, or with gameplay data in these posts, all timing values are subject to change before beta and before the full. Yeah, makes sense. So this is the point of a beta. Get it all in the good graces. Volley height and priority. The maximum height for a volley target to be valid is 3 meters, which is pretty high, but still maintains credibility. Makes sense, so it still looks realistic pretty much. The goalkeeper has a slightly higher volley range, allowing the goalkeeper to reach more targets than outfield players. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Especially if you know it. I mean, the goalkeeper can also use his hands, so he can jump up and snag the ball if he wanted to. Yeah, that makes sense. You want the defense to have a little bit harder, especially because it seemed like attacking is generally easier in video games, and you have a lot of attacking options. Goalkeeper having priority, and everyone knowing that goalkeeper has priority. You just make your plays around that fact. So I'm not too upset with that. If two players try to perform a volley action simultaneously, the player closest to the ball and going towards it the fastest will win the contest. Goalkeeper and the sweeper, aka a goalkeeper outside of the penalty area, has priority, so they have an advantage in volley contest. Okay, this is something you definitely have to keep in mind. The goalkeeper and the sweeper has priority over outfield players. Okay, so yeah, that's something that's actually, you can really kind of probably cheese that a little bit if you exploit it. Yeah, that's a huge thing, and that's gonna pretty much stop people at the penalty area from they have to readjust their attack formation pretty much with this being true. I am curious about the players trying to perform the simultaneous, because they state it as if these two things will be true at all times: the player closest to the ball and going towards it the fastest. But what if you change this and to an or, what does it change? So if you have a player that's closer to the ball, but also a player that's a little bit, maybe a step or two behind, but is going faster, who's winning that contest? This is when, okay, so on my last video, I mentioned a clash mechanic or a 50-50 from Rocket League. This is when I think that type of mechanic will be the best. Because if you have a player that is, especially dealing with netcode, and you guys know how online gaming is, it's not everyone that isn't sharing the same screen or seeing the same thing on the screen. So if you have two players running, let's say they're just doing a jog, and they both hit the volley action. One thinks they're in front, the other one thinks they're in front on their screen. Giving this volley action just to whoever the game is like, okay, it's theirs, that's not gonna feel good. So I feel like when it's a close call, have them clash and the ball just ricochets, and have everyone just adjust to the random ball flying around. Otherwise, you're gonna get moments where players are gonna feel like they should have had the ball, but the game chose the other players because whoever's ping is better, or whatever it is, whatever the game sees who was the closest will be ruled. And that is, if you know any game and that happens, it's a sucky feeling, because you feel like you're on the losing side of orange. So that's when I think a clash mechanic or a 50-50 will be the best. Just have it shoot up in the air or some random direction, and then just do the thing. All right, push ball. A volley push ball can be used to interact with a ball too high to be controlled, sending it to the chosen direction. This can be used for oriented controls, sending the ball faster in a direction you want to run toward, without even controlling it. Again, that control is going to be knowing when to control and when to lose control is going to be like a low-key a hidden mechanic that you must master to be a high ranking player. The lob push, e.g. the rainbow flick, can also be performed as a volley by pressing RB and A or R1 and cross when the ball is in range. Yeah, it's gonna be that's gonna intensify the speed of the game, especially because this opens up the ability to do the quick push ball passes. Really interesting. It gives a lot of options. I love it. It's gonna be so hype. Okay, volley tap. Volley taps can be used to quickly move the ball within the team. It can also be used to score. When performing a volley tap on a high ball, the player will perform a header. Okay, I thought a header was just like a jump, but maybe you only can do headers for volleys, making for some pretty cool goal replays. The lob tap version can also be used by holding RB or R1, the modifier, and pressing X or square. Like with the regular tap, a volley tap can be more or less powerful depending on how long you hold the tap input. Sometimes you don't want the tap at max tap power to make a precise pass. Yeah, I think this is also, I mean, every mechanic is going to be crucial for this game, but this is also, I think this is one of the ones that's going to be a very hard one to master because you have the power at play and the precision utilizing that power. But it's also going to make, again, that precise passing is going to be so important. Pretty much, honestly, the midfielders are low-key. They have such a the best midfielders will be able to set up the best passes. So them, having a midfielder that can accurately hit this 90% of the time, 100% of the time, man, you're a dangerous team right there. All right, volley shoot. Besides trying to score, the volley shoot is a powerful way to send the ball to the other side of the field. The shoot power must be managed to avoid overshooting depending on where you want to place the ball. Like for taps, the volley shoot power depends on how long the input was pressed. The power also varies depending on your speed and on the ball's dynamic. The most powerful shots in the game happen sprinting, the ball is coming full speed, and you perform a volley shot on it. Damn. Okay, so that's the ideal shot to go for if you can set it up, because it's pretty much the goalkeeper has less and less reaction time. And I mean, if you're right at the penalty box or right outside of it and you hit the most powerful shot in the game, that's pretty much, the goalie pretty much has to pre-jump it or have just kind of take a gamble. That's also a lot of factors going correctly. That's interesting. Okay, to summarize, volleys are a core of Rematch's gameplay, bringing together the three creative pillars behind the game. Feel like an amazing player. Oriented controls, headers, bicycle kicks, these iconic actions are all volley actions. Feel part of a team. Volley actions can be used to score, but more importantly, they are used to pass the ball to your teammates quickly and efficiently. Feel the pressure. By playing one-touch football and moving the ball around dynamically, you put pressure on the opposing team, forcing mistakes and creating tactical opportunities. That is, yeah, I think the feel amazing player, of course we want that, and it's slow clap. They know animations and how to make you feel great. This though is the secret to this game. Volley actions, I think low key is gonna make it, pretty much forces people to pass. If you played other sports games, especially like the last one I've really played was like Roller Champions, I think one of the reasons that game failed is because no one passed. This kind of mitigates that, because if you're playing against a good team, especially in ranked, and you're not getting any volley action because you're trying to freaking be an egoist and 1v5 the team, you're getting cooked every time. This volley action makes it where you have to, your vision of the board and being able to effectively and efficiently pass it to your teammates becomes pretty much a priority to keep up with the speed of the game. Woo, man, this game's gonna be good, you guys. Oh, I'm so excited. Let me know if you guys are excited. What are some concerns you have for Rematch, or what are some of the things you're the most excited for? I'm gonna start building up a team here because, again, I'm going pro and I'm aiming for the top. So if you're an NA Central or just NA, I'll let your boy if you're really about that action, because we're practicing, we're getting after it, we're getting team plays, formations. I am going all the way, people. All right, to my egoists out there, you guys have a good day. For my people who are not egoists, you guys also have a good day. Until next time, stay easy and stay breezy. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.